Johnson, he seen it. He came and picked up some greens too.
They actually came and picked it up from you?
From my crib, bro.
Wow.
From my crib. Well, no. Irv Smith, I dropped it to him. Jaleel came and picked it up from my crib. But even now, today, literally, bro, that like Patrick Peterson like pulled up to my bro.
See, that's the weirdest thing. Like,
pull it up to my crib in like $100,000 car.
Welcome back to Eat and Talk, everybody. Once again, it's your girl, Yusra.
And I'm Gilbert, and we're back with another episode of Eat and Talk.
Yes. So before we get into our amazing guest today, we just want to give a shout out to, once again, Vanless. That's how I say it. Not Van Lice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Vanless Lemonade. Honestly, it's my favorite lemonade. I always say this, and I love how it's sparkling and it's organic and it's vegan. We need to get them on the show because I've been getting a lot of questions. They're like, what makes it vegan? Because they're like, I thought lemonade was vegan anyways.
You guys will be seeing them on the show. We're talking behind the scenes.
I love the packaging and
the packaging is amazing. Like I said, I met them this year. Right. Super good. But we also got some food here today, and we got the maker of the food.
Yes, sir.
Please, Flomo.
Yes. These are my favorite type of guests.
Good
like
looking.
y'all that just know how to cook and throw it down.
Appreciate y'all, man.
You guys know what I say. I'm here for the food.
Literally.
You know why I'm here.
Exactly. Seriously. So we got our amazing guest Flo, and we're gonna let him introduce himself.
Appreciate
yeah.
Don't be humble.
Appreciate y'all. I'm how y'all doing? I'm Isaac Flomo, head chef at Flo's, only chef right now.
Facts.
And I
Your neighborhood chef.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. This is my first podcast, so
we're honored.
Real grateful.
I feel very special, honestly. We were just talking about this, our guests when we interviewed Ants and the Boys.
Oh yeah.
And y'all got to check that episode out. They were chomping. Yeah. Like I don't know if they were even like paying attention to our
shout
interview.
out my boy Ants Creations, man.
Like they were chomping that food.
Ants, he's actually about to do some work for me on my food truck.
That's what's up. Yo, one thing that I've been loving about like Eat and Talk is like our guests are all connected somehow. It's so cool. Like I love it. No, that's amazing. But let's let our platform know who you are. I mean, tell us about Flo. Man. Tell us about how you started this industry. Yeah, tell us everything.
So I'm from Brooklyn Park, and I always grew up cooking. My mom was a real good ass cook. And she'd always cook for like all the communities, you know how African parents be, bro. Every weekend we got some food cooking, something. But she never really made it a business, so to say.
Yeah.
She just did it just because she loved it. So I guess that just set the standard for good food in my household. I just always wanted to eat good food. And I was in college. I was playing sports. I was playing football, and after that was done, it was just I was in a crossroads, and honestly, they just kind of found me because I'd just be cooking, and I'd post, people post what they cook, and everybody would just be like, let me get some, and then it just grew. But I mean, even before that though, when I was in high school, I was cooking since I was like 11, cooking. In high school, I had some of my friends come over and make chicken, macaroni, but it used to be the Velveeta macaroni, not the deep baked macaroni. But and then it just became fun, and just being able to eat what you want, when you want it, how you want it, not having to wait for it. I'd always remember, because growing up in an African household, my mom did not make mac and cheese. So my older sister, she had a boyfriend who was Black American, and I'd always be looking forward to Thanksgiving because I'm like, I can't wait to eat mac and cheese.
Right.
I can't wait to eat mac and cheese.
I think that's the only time that mac and cheese ever shows up at a
it's on
family.
Thanksgiving, for real.
African family home.
So then I think it just got to a point I'm like, man, I'm not waiting no more. I'm going to just figure out how to make it. So just took it from there. And
that's amazing.
I've been having fun with it ever since.
I love it. Yeah, no, my parents they don't eat mac and cheese, but for sure, like our siblings and us growing up, like we love mac and cheese. So what's the first plate that you sold, and how old were you, and when was it? Who was it for? Go ahead, get your.
My bad, excuse me. This is fire.
Is it fire? This is fire.
Right? I'm here for the food. So
exactly.
I'm just gonna eat while
my first plate that I sold was they were wings. There were definitely wings. The same wings you were talking about. I was like everybody. I'm a huge wing guy. I love wings. And then so I'd always go to restaurants and like, who has the best wings? Like literally. So I'd be always order wings from this place, that place. I would say before me, not playing.
Yeah,
but
no,
wait, back then though, I found this place called D Spot. They're in like I think the St. Paul Maplewood area. I went there a little bit ago.
Are they still open?
Yeah, they're still open. And another good one actually is called Serums in Anoka.
Okay.
They're real hidden, but they're real fire. They're real fire. So
Yeah.
But now
little hole in the wall place.
Yeah.
Now it's Flo's.
I think mine up there. I think mine is up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then it just got to a point I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just make my own sauces, started experimenting, and then that's all it became was just experiments and just having fun and started sharing it, and then the wings were really what like eventually kind of like caught people's eye.
Yeah.
And then so that was the first one I sold, the wings. I believe I did it with mac and cheese and spaghetti, and then just came up with different flavors and started.
So I know you say you played football in college. So what was the transition from football to being in the kitchen now?
Man, it was I still try to use that same kind of mentality. Kind of just attack what you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. It's just that when you're playing sports and you stop playing sports, it's such a difficult like transaction, just on your mental, because all you know is sports. That's like your identity. So for like 2 years, I was just like, after school I was working. I was I had a pretty decent job. I was working like 2 jobs, and so it was just cool. And then at first it was real hard, and then once I kind of found out, the food started coming to me, I kind of found like a new thing a new hobby to kind of occupy myself with. It became a little easier after a little while. So I would say, it started off difficult, but in the end, everything always works out. So it's been going good. I'm glad I made the change.
That's good.
I'm glad you did too,
Right.
honestly.
And it's funny because I even thought about going to culinary school. Like I was literally looking at it for forever. But I just felt, and I had people telling me like, I was thinking like, do I need to go? Should I go?
That was my next
question.
question.
Literally,
do you really need to go?
I really contemplated it a lot, and I'm like, because at first like I was doing like wings and like mac and cheese, and I'm like, I want to go to school so I can learn the steak and the fancy cooking and all that, but that shit came naturally when you
and
when
there's
doing
YouTube
what you
University
love.
at this
Literally,
point, like
YouTube. I learned everything from following other chefs on Instagram that I looked up to.
Oh, that was so good.
And they just seeing their techniques and like just seeing what they can do. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I can do this myself. And then
so at some point, are you gonna need that culinary degree or?
Oh no.
For catering, you don't need no license.
No. You need a license, but you just go buy the license.
Oh, you go buy the license.
Yeah,
okay.
You just go pay
like
for
barber
it.
School that you have to go to.
And that's why I think it's so crazy. I don't know. I just like you have to go to barber school to become a barber. You don't have to go to culinary school to become a chef at all. And I feel like barbers, we got a lot of brothers out here that know what they doing, but that barber school be hitting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's just crazy.
That's
just
so true.
crazy.
So aside from your wonderful mother, is there anybody else that you looked up to in this industry when it comes to in terms of cooking?
As of now, yeah, now. But when I started, now it was just basically, my mom, and then, but now there is a chef that I follow. His name is Chef Tobias Dorzen.
Yeah.
He goes crazy, and he's Liberian too. Liberian, just like me.
Yeah.
But he's I found him on Instagram like when I first started doing it. It was actually dope because I've messaged him a couple times, just like reaching out to him when I was younger, like 3-4 years ago, and he actually replied back a couple of times. So that gave me motivation. Nice. I'm like, okay,
connections.
Literally. Yeah. So he's out in he's from the DMV area, the Maryland area. He opened a restaurant out in Houston with James Harden now called 13.
Oh, nice.
And I've literally just been watching the progress of of what he's been doing, and I see myself in that shoes. So I'm like, all right, I'm taking the steps to where I need to be. So I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, don't skip the process.
You can't.
Don't skip the process
at all. You cannot.
So what has been like challenging when it comes to cooking and
this industry? Yeah.
It has its up and down days. Especially living in Minnesota. I feel like the weather has a lot of effects on it, because a lot of times, like in the summertime, I'm popping. There's a lot of parties. I can cater a lot more. There's a lot more to do. But then when it gets to the cold time, a lot of people don't want to leave their house after 5 o'clock no more. Yeah. And, there's not as much parties, and so I feel like other than that, but I still have a catering pretty much every weekend, and the plates they're still doing pretty decent. So I would just say just that essentially, and just staying on my craft and staying committed and not getting distracted. I think that would be it.
I know another thing that you do is the Taco Tuesday plates. How is that? Tuesday. How did you start about with the Taco Tuesday?
That's actually crazy. I don't know. Why did I even start?
Taco Tuesday.
I'm like, why did I start with taco? I really think that's what it was, and then the flavors. A lot of things I do too. One thing that I learned from was even when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of chef shows like Emerald. Yeah, I remember Emerald Lagasse.
Yes. I love the food channel.
Yeah, literally. And then Guys Fieri, the Divers, Drivers, and Dimes.
He came to Minnesota a few times.
Literally, a lot of times. So it's just I would peep an episode, and I was like, damn, that looks fire. And I'm just I would jot that down. And so those, my fan favorite, the Korean barbecue one, I remember seeing an episode about that. And I remember it sounded so good, but it was way when I was younger before, So I remember I had to go back in YouTube and literally search for that video, and I found the video. And I kind of just took that recipe and then made it my own. And then, I made it for friends and then just added some stuff. And then so I was doing that for a little bit. And then just recently, I'm like, maybe I should do a Taco Tuesday. I seen another chef that I follow and I respect. I seen he was doing a jerk brisket tacos or something like that. So I'm like, I could do something crazy. And then so I'm like, I could do that. Shrimp, salmon, you can always add that inside of anything. So then I just tried it, and then literally it started being good. A lot of people were loving it. And I was just like, all right, I gotta keep going with this. So I think that's what I'm gonna keep going with it.
That leads me to my next question. So, there's a few people or a lot of people in the industry that cook. So what makes you stand out, or what do you feel makes you different, at least in Minnesota, when it comes to this industry?
I feel that's a great question. And I feel it's my versatility, so to say.
Yeah.
Because me being a lot of people, even if I guess they haven't, even if they haven't tried it, when they try African food, they love it. So that's one thing that I take pride in. I love when I can introduce my culture to other people who haven't had it before, and then even people who have had it before, when they have mine, they're like, I love this. It's up there with some of the African food that I have. Even when Africans tell me that, my mom tells me she loves my food.
Yeah.
But then I can do all that with the African side. Then I can come with you with the chicken sandwiches, with the mac and cheese, and the tacos. So that's literally, and the private dinners, the steak and mashed potatoes if you need.
Yeah. So you make Liberian food too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's funny because I just started kind of learning that probably like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And it was the same thing. You move out your parents' crib, and I'm like, my mom's getting older. She's not cooking as much. So I'm like, I can't just go over there and pick up food. And then so I'm like, all right, let me learn how to start making this.
Yeah.
So
for those people who don't know what Liberian food is, can you explain to our viewers what it is?
We eat a lot of rice. And then so it's basically rice, and then we have different toppings, which we call soups for it. And, we have a lot of greens. But they're so crazy because there's specific kinds of greens. All the greens you would think they look the same. But we have, collard greens. We have potato greens. We have cassava leaf. We have palava sauce. So all of those are types of greens. But all 4 of them taste completely different. And they, you cook them different. Even though essentially they're all the same, you just cook the greens in the broth of the meat. But
I know if people are going through your Instagram page, I know you started with the Liberian food, and then you started transitioning more into the burgers and all that stuff. What made you decide to kind of slow down on just making the Liberian food? Are you trying to get into like a different market?
Well, I try to have, like when I was doing my sandwiches, I would do wings and a sandwich, and I would try to have like one kind of Liberian item. Like I would do like potato greens or cassava leaf, or I do like pepper ribs or pepper chicken with jollof rice. And I still kind of do, but some days I just be like, let me just do like mainly the sandwiches or the wings or something like that. I just feel like I love putting people onto the new food, so I want to transition into doing it more. But I just know if I attract them with the American food and they can trust me, they'll be like, oh, okay, you can actually cook it. Because, from the outside looking in, some people might think like, because I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. That doesn't look that good. And then you give it to them, they're like, whoa, I have white people that love cassava leaf that literally come and pick it up. So, I think just easing them in with like, I can actually cook, then, gain that trust. And then they're like, all right, I'll try whatever you make.
So has it been challenging for you, like making, now that like people are picky with their food? Some people are vegan, some people, don't like other stuff in their food. Has it been hard to try to cater to that crowd?
Right. No, because essentially
you make what you make.
I was just about to say, bro. I be telling my homies that all the time, bro. I'm like, bro, there's plenty of other vegan restaurants. If y'all want vegan food, bro, please, by all means, go get your vegan food, bro. But I'm just like, I'm sorry, like I'll make some, like, even I make some vegan African, like, potato greens. Like, I just make it with, like, even, like, I don't use like I just said, the broth of the meat. I make, like, regular broth, just, like, with seasoned broth, just, like, water and broth. And I cook it. I've done it a couple times, so I can do it. But, like, if I'm selling plates, I'm not going to do that if, like, 2 people are going to buy it, Like, well, I'm going to do it the rest of this. I'm not going to eat it. I need some meat in my food.
Right. Have you ever had, like, a challenging order or challenging cater gig that they're too picky for you, that you had to be like, I can't do this?
Not yet. I always try to challenge myself. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of my marketing is like word of mouth. So they heard about it from somebody, so they kind of get the gist of what I do. So I'll send them my menu of like what I generally have, and they'll be like, okay. But I tell people all the time, like, if there's something on my menu that you don't see, that you have an idea about, let me know. I'll be more than happy to let you know if I can do it or not. So
and you kind of answered that right now. I was just gonna ask you, so how do you do your outreach? I mean, how do you explain your marketing? Like, how do people find out about
honestly Flow? It's crazy because I haven't paid for one marketing yet, and I'm going to, and I eventually will.
You don't have to.
When I feel like I will.
Yeah, facts. Do,
because I want to, because I want to. But literally, it's just been word of mouth. It's just sticking to the grind and just just being consistent with it. That's literally what it was.
I know that food is different from like clothing and all the other stuff. Like, do you find it hard to get the support, like, for people that I know people that start their own clothing line, they don't get that much support from the community, artists, and but does it hard?
And I hear that a lot. I see that a lot, and that's honestly probably one of my biggest pet peeves. And it's just like, a lot of people are like, oh, Minnesota don't support their own. Minnesota don't support. I'm like, it's not Minnesota, because like I feel like anybody in any city that's not doing what they think they should be doing is gonna feel that way. And I just feel like, maybe it's like people are comparing themselves, like they see what this next person is doing, and because they're in the same field, they're like, oh, I should be doing that. I feel like I get, the support that I need,
food,
and that's the thing. Like, if you put out quality, the support's gonna come.
That's true.
The support's gonna come, and that's not a knock on anybody. Like, but I see it a lot of times from like artists, like rappers. I'm just like,
absolutely.
Like, bro, you can't complain and then expect people to support. I feel like Minnesota does a lot of good support, and I feel like it's only a matter of time. And that's the thing. That's the thing that people gotta understand. Like, you just gotta stick to the grind. Like, you doing it for a year, and thinking you should be blown up or being up there. Like, dog, a year? Exactly. Like, you think, like, bro, come on. Put the time in, put your head down, and it's going to come.
And another thing that I wanted to highlight, too, was the fact that you're punctual, too.
Right.
When it comes to the food.
Right.
I know you deliver.
Yeah.
So,
And you deliver yourself.
I try to. If it's a caterer, I'll deliver it. Yeah. But with the plates, I sometimes have delivery. If my cousin, I try to have people that could deliver for me. But a lot of times it's like I'm the only one that literally does all the cooking, so I don't want to leave to a delivery and they're like, I got an order waiting for me, so I'm like, I got to get back. But if you're ordering 3-4 plates, I'm gonna go deliver that.
So do you do like pop-up plates, or do you consecutively do plates every week? Do you have a theme each week? Like,
so Taco Tuesdays have kind of stuck. So every Tuesday I do tacos, and then from Friday to Sunday is like my plate selling days. Okay. So, and like some days I don't. If I have a catering, like if I have too big of a catering, I won't do plates. Yeah. And excuse me, my bad. But that's mostly it though. Literally, if I have a catering, then I don't. But Friday through Sunday. And I literally the menu goes off of just what I'm kind of feeling that week, and I switch it up. Like I said, I try to have a sandwich on there. I have Philly sandwiches, chicken sandwiches.
Is the Philly sandwich from Philly?
Nah, you know what? I'm mad. I'm actually mad I just said that because even in my post I put mini sandwich. I put the mini sandwich. I'm mad I just said that. Thank you for correcting me. I even put in the hashtag not from Philly. Yeah. And it's funny, people will call me like mini, they'll think mini like small. I'm like, bruh, do you know, like that's not that mini. I don't have an I in there. Yeah. But yeah, so I call it the mini cheesesteak sandwich. And my little sister apparently said that she gave me that name. I don't remember her giving me that name. Well, shout out to her. She knows. Shout out to you, Abilene.
I know that you also mentioned that you make your own sauces. So what inspired you to start doing your own sauce? Like creating your own sauce, I should say.
For the wings, it was just because I'm one of my main sauces, like I said, I found on the same way Dave's Dive In and Drives or whatever, and it was the Dijon Buffalo, and I seen that one time, and I'm like, what? That sounds fire. And like I said, it was young before I even started, but I always remember that did the same thing, try to look for it, found it, and then I combined that with another one of my sauces, made my fusion sauce, which is kind of my bigger seller. And just wanting to eat good. And I got inspiration from other restaurants that I went and tried. Got some things from them, what they were doing, whether it was like, a lot of people do like mango habanero. I'll be having pineapple habanero because pineapple is my favorite fruit.
Sounds so good.
So, just inspiration from other
So do you do, I know all your food sounds good, but do you do food like for healthy food for other healthy people that are trying to be healthy?
That's a great question. I get asked a lot, and I tell people I will all the time, but I don't right now. Like meal prepping and stuff like that. I've looked into it, and I guess I don't know. I just gotta find time. But
plus, it's a small crowd.
It is such a small crowd because I'm like, it's. To meal prep, it's not cheap, it's a little hefty price. So it's like if you really gonna pay that, then we could get it rocking. But I don't want to do it for 2 weeks and then. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't mind. It's money though.
Depends. So, whatever. I mean, you probably do what you like to do, and who supports you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we ask this to our guests all the time, but obviously last year, 2020, affected a lot of people. Tell us about how that time was for you and how you managed to maneuver through pandemic plus the events that happened in the city.
Well, it more so it affected me just because there weren't as many gatherings, and
that's true.
So I love caterings. It's more work and bigger payout. So that kind of sucked. There weren't like graduations or birthdays as much, and during the pandemic. And that's essentially when I was looking to get my food truck. But I feel like it helped me, not financial, but it helped me like help me plan a little more. Like it gave me hella more time, and I came up with a bunch of new items that that I feel like if I was up and running, I wouldn't have the time to sit back and think of those items. So it was a blessing in disguise, and shit. Everybody had PPP loans and was getting plates like crazy. So I'm like, come on. So but yeah, other than that, it was you gotta take the good with the bad. So
I know
thankfully a lot of my family was safe from COVID, so I'm always thankful from that.
So I know you keep sneaking in the food truck and the conversation. So can you highlight the food truck?
Yep. So it's currently being built. We really looking. It's probably, I would say, about like 75% done. We're almost done with the inside. But it's not no ordinary food truck, bro. I'm doing some dope shit. I can't even lie to you.
You guys heard it here first.
Kind of proud of what's going for
That's good. That's good.
But it's I'm gonna just say it's a whole RV, so it's big as fuck, and we gonna be, it's gonna be fun. It's big as hell, but we building it and about to get it wrapped. Hopefully, we aiming like March to hit the streets. March, April, spring, around springtime.
That's huge.
So, with that being said, do you think food trucks are gonna be more popular now after the pandemic?
I would think so, because I've gotten asked by a lot of people to like get a spot, or like had a couple friends that were actually building a little bar restaurant. They wanted me to be a partner chef there. Nice. But I was like, but the only thing with food trucks is, so we're building this out. I'm investing into this. I don't really have no overhead, so I don't really, what I put into it is basically what I'm gonna get out. Exactly. I don't have to pay a monthly stipend, and especially as of late, they're asking like an arm and a leg for spots, for
crazy.
Buildings. So I'm like, if I'm gonna pay, do I want to? I can serve essentially the amount of food I need to out of this truck, a good amount, and make what I can make, and not without having to pay, $5,000, $3,500, whatever a month. And I'm just like, if I could do that without that cost, I'd rather do that. And that's the thing with, other than a building, I can pull up to any place that is popping. I can pull up in downtown. I can go to the North Loop. I can go to the after hour bar close. If I'm somewhere, I can pull up there. So that's my plan. I want to be like literally everywhere. I want to be outside when concerts are happening.
That's true. Concerts are coming back too. Yeah.
Literally, So I want to bring the party to you.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I recently traveled to New Orleans, and like 3 a.m. there was like food trucks, which was really nice. And
you don't see that out here, even in the summertime.
Exactly.
And I almost thought that they don't allow it out here. I talked to one of like the city of Minneapolis agents, and I'm like, can I do it after hours? And he's like, yeah, you can.
I think the only truck that I see like after hours was Nashville Coupe. And they would come to like.
And they also have restrictions of like where exactly.
And you need I was gonna say they have restrictions, like an extra license.
You need an extra license to get it. But if I'm not mistaken, he told me it doesn't cost anything. You just literally have to apply for it and get approved. And so
do you see yourself though in the future opening a restaurant, like having a closed restaurant?
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just think it's the pathway. A goal for like 5 years from now, etc.
Realistically, I want to say, honestly, I want to do it way sooner, because like I was saying with my food truck, I want to travel with it, like travel more than like Minneapolis. Like I want to go to like neighboring cities as well.
That'd be nice.
Literally, bro. It's a whole RV with like great life power, low miles on it. I caught a blessing.
Yeah.
So if I can eventually
do
that
PPP loan?
Oh no, no, I should have got right. Literally, bro. I got investors though. I got a couple of my homies investing.
That's good.
But what was I saying? My bad.
You were basically, we're talking about the
restaurant. Oh yeah, my bad.
That's okay. Yeah.
So being able to travel, but I want to leave something here, so people can still get that. So that's what that's literally what I'm working on. I'm hoping if everything goes as planned, we can pop something out in like a year or two. Just because like I said, I look at all these places. They're not my competitors. We need better food places in Minneapolis. The more there are, the the better we are, the better we all are, you know. So shout out to Nashville Coop. They're doing their thing. I seen, you know, kind of their transition from food truck. They got a spot now, right? I believe.
Yep, they do. They have a restaurant. They have food trucks. They've got a couple locations.
It's real possible.
So another question that I was gonna ask. So I know a lot of people, you know, when it comes to starting a business, money, finance is always a big part of that. Was it hard for you financially to start cooking?
Like you mean as far as the food truck, or start like my plates?
Yeah, start your plates.
It's
you
funny.
Have to invest anything,
bro. It's funny. I tell everybody this, man. Like literally, when I first started, like, it would be like the weekend. Like it would be weekends. I didn't even make my money back, you know. But at that point, I kind of really didn't care. Yeah. I did have 2 jobs at that point, and I was only doing it like 2 days, 2 days a week. And it would be the weekends and stuff, but I was doing it for so long without making like real, like I would probably make like for the first like I think I started doing my first plate I sold was like 4 years ago. Wow. And like for like I'm telling you, and that's what I be telling everybody, you just gotta literally stick to the grind. But I would make in a weekend I'd probably make like $70, you know. Oh, and it was just like it wouldn't be a lot, like but I would get my plates off. I do, I just looked at it as me investing in myself, like school, because I didn't go to culinary school, and I'm like, I feel like I'm still in school, like damn near I'm a senior about to graduate and about to go crazy now, you know. So I'm like, instead of just investing in yourself, there was times where things were, I would like, some weekends would be super slow. And even still now, like
exactly, we have
there's
all
still
those
weekends where it's still slow, and that's just part of sticking it in and going with it, Yes. But I eventually got to a point where like marketed where I could do a lot of caterings and like and do plates to where I haven't worked for the past like year or so, like actual job. So
that goes into like my next. Going through your Instagram, I also saw that you actually cater for sports for the Vikings, correct?
Yep.
How was that?
Couple of the Vikings.
How was that experience? Like, being able to cater for.
Bro,
shout out to the Vikings.
Shout out to them.
How did they find you? Like all that?
Shout out to them. I love. Man, but nah, I'm a huge Vikings fan though. So it's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty humbling, man. But I think the first one was I think it was last year, like a year and a half ago.
Damn, times really
and
fly.
Like how you said, everybody here like, the people, your guests that you have on your show is kind of connected.
Connected, yes.
When Ackway had posted my stuff, I think it was either
my next question
either Ackway or Thomas, one of them. Thomas, my boy. And Irv Smith had came. He had grabbed some food, and the dope thing with that, the first plate of food that he grabbed was my potato greens. Like it wasn't wing plates. It was some African food, African greens. So he said it was fire. Smacked it. Then literally he posted it the next day. One of our old D-tackles, Jaleel Johnson, he seen it. He came and picked up some greens too.
They actually came and picked it up from you?
From my crib, bro.
Wow.
From my crib. Well, no. Irv Smith, I dropped it to him. Jaleel came and picked it up from my crib. But even now, today, literally, bro, that like Patrick Peterson like pulls up to my
that's the weirdest thing.
Pull it up to my crib and like,
hey, let me get
$100,000 cars like just down my street in South Minneapolis. So I'm like, but yeah, that was cool. Them two came, and then bro, early 2020, I was with my brother JT and Larry.
Yeah.
And funny ass story, bro. We ended up running into Harrison Smith in the club. And it was the middle of like January. We went to which club? I think we went to Monarch, and it was empty as hell. It was empty as hell, and I met him, and he was JT and I met him first, and then he was chopping it up, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it was so empty, like nobody was in there, so I was chopping it up, and I'm like, hey, I'll be just shooting my shot. I'm like, hey, I'll be cooking and stuff like that, Look at my page and shit like that. He saw the chicken sandwich. Literally, it was a chicken sandwich, and he saw the sauce and all that. He's like, bro, I need that. He was like, I need that. Like, send me a message. Like, I need to pick that up ASAP. I'm like, all right. So I shot him the message, but he don't really be on social media like that. So he literally didn't see it for forever. But one of my brothers, his name is EJ. He works for the Vikings. So then we was just naturally, and that's the thing about me, like, I don't ever try to like, which I think I should, but I don't ever like pressure my shit at all. I just be chilling. But we're just talking about like, you know, just the Vikings and shit. I just told him how like I met him and shit. He was like, oh, for real? He's like, bet I'm gonna tell him when I go to work tomorrow and see if he remembers. So he went and he told him and he texted me. He was like, yeah, Harrison Smith said he remembers. He said he still needs that. So I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, I'm gonna set something up. Boom. Hit me. It was like a week later. Was like, all right, first game of the season. That was like this summer, like right before the game started. Pre-season. And then he was like, the first game of the season, he wants to buy plates for like all the DBs to, you know, for their, you know, they be traveling on a plane to eat on the plane. So I'm like, all right, bet. So just made that offer them, and then took it there. It was pretty cool. And then after that, that's when, like, you know, Patrick Peterson was like, bro, I had that sandwich. I need some more. Can you make some for me and my family? So I made some for him and his family. And then, like, his, like, it's cool when when their family start to follow you, because then his wife started following me. She, you know, she would put in the order. And then he started coming by for tacos, like every 2 weeks, bro.
I mean, once they get that taste, it's a wrap.
Literally, so I'm like, all right.
It all started just,
and then, and then one of my other guys, his name's Miles. He plays for them, too. He come get some. Armand Watts. So it's just been cool. Literally, just word of mouth in there, and they all liking it. So hopefully one day I can do some partnership.
When we had Akeem and Nathan in here, they gave a shout out to you because I guess you used to deliver food.
Literally, in that location. And I always shout them out because like that was kind of like because I love when I could deliver something, and they used to get like 15 plates. Oh yeah, that was when I served like Dalvin Cook and all them. I seen them with plates. I'm like, that's what made me like, all right, for my next plates, I gotta have my logo on them now. Like
you should
literally,
definitely should.
That was just like a light bulb in my head. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. But
we'll talk behind the scenes. I got ideas.
I'm out with that. But yeah, man. So I just it's been cool, and I've just been, you know, like, you know, I'm a super humble guy, so I've just been, you know, taking it as it is, and I feel like I treat all my customers the same, whether it's them or whether it's my brother. Some of my brothers.
You're dealing with food.
Some of them I get them.
You're dealing with food, so like I think
you got to, you know.
Yeah, your food, your attitude goes into your food, so you always have to be humble
and try to stay natural with it.
Yeah, and I love seeing it because like, growing up, like, cooking was not looked as like a masculine thing, you know, and so it's very different when like men approach this industry. But then at the end of the day, like, you guys kill it.
Literally.
Like, both my parents can cook, but shout out to my mom, love her cooking. But I'm not gonna lie, my dad's cooking just is different. Like, it's really, really good. And so I hope like young boys can look up to you when it comes to this. Like, has there been like younger boys or just even our age peers that have like approached you like, bro, I'm trying to be in this game?
I have. I want to see more, but I've definitely had some people inbox me, like, ask me questions and stuff. But what I was saying to you is that's why I'm mad as hell people on Facebook. Have that dumbass conversation if you should buy your son a kitchen set or not.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, y'all can't be serious.
That's really...
Niggas like, you can't buy my son no kitchen set. He not finna...
He need a kitchen set.
Shut up.
Literally.
But nah,
literally,
I mean... Yeah. But nah, I want to. I feel like that would be dope to kind of like, you know...
Or like train people.
But the dope, you know? Like, the dope thing is... my daughter, she loves cooking, you know. So I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, every time like she's over and I'm cooking, she always asks, can she help and stuff like that.
That's nice.
She was doing I think when she first started school, she had this it's like project just like about me and all that. And it was like one of the questions was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she put chef in there.
I love it.
So I'm like, okay. And she always say like, I'm gonna be a good. She tells me she's gonna be a better chef than me. I'm like, hey, you are. Because her mom cooks as well.
Too,
right.
Are there any women chefs?
There is like shout out to Chopped and Screwed, like Manny. She's a chef.
Oh yeah,
you know her,
I do.
And she makes
crazy.
vegan food and everything. So she does that. And then I mean, I don't know if there's too many like professional.
You mean local?
Local. But
I know there's this lady in her name is Sammy. I haven't really met her. I just follow her on Facebook. We're like friends on Facebook. I think she's in the St. Paul area. She goes crazy. I'll be seeing her stuff. Shout out her.
There's another one I saw. I don't know her. I hope I don't get it wrong. I think it's like her name was like Ming Lee, I believe, and she does plates as well.
Okay.
and I saw that.
And I feel like, you know, it's a unsaturated career, I feel right now. Like, because I feel like not that many people are cooking places. Like, everybody love to eat. Everybody go out to eat. But I feel like, you know, a lot of people, like we were talking before the show, a lot of people are tired of, like, what they've been going to and what's around here. You know, like people are ready for something new.
Yeah.
And something new, something authentic. And I don't know, I felt like cooking was kind of like a lost art as we're, you know, in our generation. A lot of people don't cook as much. They go out to eat as much.
It's so therapeutic to me. I love cooking. It's very therapeutic.
It is very much so.
So do you get that same feeling like once you cook, you don't eat the food that you cook?
Especially when I do plates, it'd be, I do not be cooking. I do not be eating as much. I don't. Yeah. And it's not even like I don't want to eat. It's just I be so time consumed when I'm moving. And I don't. And when I want to eat, I'm not the type to just like take 10 minutes to eat. Like I want to kick back. I need to put on the show real quick. Let me put some Netflix on real quick. I want to relax when I eat. You know.
Are you the person that like? Do you clean while you cook, or do you wait?
Yeah. Well, I try. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a little hectic, especially when I'm always moving. But no, I definitely try. That'd be the worst part, cleaning, especially at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly still using stuff, so I'm like, I can't even watch this right now because I'm gonna have to use it again. I'm like, so, but yeah, but even cleaning at the end can be therapeutic if I'm not too tired though. You know, I just put some music on. And,
I mean, I feel like I can't rest until it's like my environment is clean after I'm done cooking, and before. Like it needs to be clean before I start prepping and everything.
Right.
So.
And that'd be my. I hate when I be getting mad at myself when I go from like prepping right into cooking. Like I'll be wanting to wake up early, which I do, but sometimes I just be chilling too hard sometimes, and like I'll wait, and then I get the prepping, and then I usually start my plates around 3:00. Yeah. And I'll get done at like 2:30. I'm like, okay, damn, now I got to start, or sometimes even right before, I'm like, damn, now I got to start. But I want to be done by 12. So then I can have that time to like, you know, chill or do whatever I need to, so I don't have to go right into it.
Yeah.
But I get it done though.
That's
I get
good.
it done.
Yeah. That's good. And I know like a lot of people are going to be watching this interview. So Yusra and I, we always ask advice. Is there any like advice that you want to give, you know, the young kids?
Right. Man, just
or anyone down. Out there that wants to be a chef.
Literally, just stay down, man. That's all it is. I think cuz I feel like I haven't even scraped the surface of of what I'm, you know, about to do. I have so many plans and I just want, you know, food to be the vessel that leads me to where I need to be, you know. And I feel like it's going to, but had I quit 2 years ago when, you know, stuff was hard, I wouldn't be here right now. And it's easy for me to say like I couldn't even imagine myself being where I am right now, but I did. You know, I knew it would come. I followed a lot of chefs that like I said I looked up to. I followed and I seen where they were and the trajectory they were going, and I'm like, all right, you know, just stay down.
I can do this.
And that's all it is. Just believing in yourself, man, because times get hard.
That's
like,
every
for
business,
real, man. It do. I remember, like, kind of when I was first started too. I was living over north for a little bit, and my car had broke down. Literally, it was so sickening. I used to take the bus from over north, and I had to go to Brooklyn, because like, you know, Brooklyn Park has everything you need for African food. Like literally, it's LIB Central in there. So like a lot of my stuff that I was getting was from there, and like literally, I remember like for like 2 weeks, I would take the bus and like be walking with bags in my hand back to the crib just to cook.
Wow.
And then but I would get it done. And that's the shit that, you know, nobody saw. The driving back and forth and
hustling for sure.
You feel me? The hustle. It's a lot of things people don't see. They see the food, but a lot of shit go behind that.
It's a lot of income that comes out for the outcome.
Literally, you know. So just stay down, man. That's all it is, man.
Yeah. Real quick, what's your favorite food to eat yourself? And what's your favorite food to make?
It might be what's on the screen right now. Give me some fried rice and some pepper chicken.
No, that's
the pepper chicken.
Definitely what is on the screen.
That sounds so good.
That's my favorite. Fried rice, pepper chicken, side of mac and cheese.
So
every time.
So we usually want to ask people that 5 top restaurants.
5 top restaurants.
Right now.
Ooh. You know what's crazy? Like I was telling y'all a little bit ago, I don't know. I don't eat out often. And like even before I started cooking, like I always can cook, you know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't eat out often, but top 5. Let me see.
Or like a go-to place or something.
A go-to place. I like Ruth Chris's, but I haven't been there in like 2-3 years. Yeah. But I love their stuffed chicken.
Yeah.
Let me see. Gotta love Benny's.
What's
even
Benny's?
Benihana's.
Oh,
even though Jake said we can't. What did he say? We can't eat. Jake said we can't. Jake said we can't eat there.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah,
what else is there? And I'm not a huge seafood fan, so I don't. You know, I haven't.
Yeah.
I've been to Seven's pretty decent. Seven's decent.
The wings, yeah. Seven's good.
But other than that, it's just basic. You know, if I eat it, I'll go to like burger spots. I'll
like
go to
little smaller
local,
spots,
like local spots.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I get y'all 3. I don't got 5. I got 3 for y'all.
No, that's good.
So the famous question is, that's tough.
Give me
that's
2. Round off the 5. Give me 2 more.
Breakfast bar and so on.
Oh yeah. Shout out Breakfast Bar. I fuck with them too.
Benihana's could be there for the Benihana sauce. I should say.
That little, put that little drip on it.
You remember the famous question? 500,000. Or sit down with your favorite chef. Which one would you take?
Come on, man. Give me that cash.
Right. Exactly.
Whoa, man, I'm gonna flip that 500K.
Yeah.
Come on. Ain't nobody in the world. I'm like
10 down $500,000.
Nah.
Have a conversation.
Jay-Z, my man, what you gonna tell me? Unless you cutting me a check, I didn't. Jay-Z. But nah, man. Shout out to y'all too, though. Y'all been going crazy.
Thank you.
You know, appreciate y'all giving. People platforms.
Yeah.
So do you do any any give backs when it comes to?
Yeah, but actually,
drives and stuff.
It's actually crazy. I just signed up to be 501c3 certified to make a nonprofit.
Oh wow!
Because that's one of my biggest things is I love. I feel like, especially like homeless people, I feel like everybody, no matter who you are, and it's something I truly believe to. I'm not even just saying that. Everybody deserves a good meal, at one point. No matter your situation, no matter what you did, shit, I don't care if you in jail, that might be something, donate some food, but I don't know. But like I'm saying, but so I want to do like a lot of school drives and donate to shelters if I can. And, even now, I haven't done it recently, I'm not going to lie, probably in the past month or 2. But a lot of times when I'm done with plates and I have a lot left over, I'll literally go drive around and hand them out to people. I've done that numerous times. And it was something I generally believed in. So I'm like, why not just, make it a thing where, not only me can feed people, but I can have people help me feed other people, So
speaking of that, if you ever in this side of town, I think it's around Lake in Chicago or something like that. It's always
there are a couple homeless people out there. Say less, because I'll be looking. I know over by what's that park? The park that Eddie lived by. It's kind of off Hennepin.
I know which one. Loring.
Yep.
That's another place.
Loring Park. I'll be trying to travel over there. And I live right over south, so literally as soon as I get off Hiawatha, it'd be people over there. So, but I mean, like I said, no matter what they situation and it just be so crazy. They just be so grateful, And they'd be like, "Oh, thank you." I'll give them that and a water bottle, 30 case of water bottle, $4 for a 30 case.
That's a long way.
Go hand it out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you so much for coming today.
Always.
It's amazing. So, what's the next steps for Flo? Where can we find you? Where can we reach you?
So, follow me on Instagram, Flomotion, 2 N's and _, I think.
Yeah, we'll add the link to the bottom for sure.
But now, what's next? Watch out for the food truck. Yeah. Tell you it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be big.
Yeah. I'm gonna be first in line for sure.
Me? Got y'all. Gonna let y'all
do you make any desserts ever? You experiment with that?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Cheesecake is my favorite dessert.
Okay.
And that's why I love cheesecake.
Yeah.
So I literally started playing with cheesecake, and I have literally probably 6 flavors right now. I think I'm gonna come up with 26 more. But that was just a number. But I really do want to. Cheesecake is the best dessert. So but
what's your favorite cheesecake flavor?
My favorite now is I make this fire sweet potato cheesecake.
Oh, I know.
Sweet potato.
Tell you.
That sounds.
It's fire.
Good. But at the same time, it makes me raise my eyebrows. What?
It's so good, sweet potato. That's probably my favorite. But
you're gonna have to try that.
Cookies and cream.
Your cookies and cream one.
Yeah, do a lot of fruit ones.
Yeah.
I tried a fruity pebble one the other day. That was pretty decent. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Fruity pebble cheesecake.
That sounds delicious.
We got a couple coming out. Why, you a dessert person?
I do I'm a type
she
person.
She has a sweet tooth.
No, I actually don't. I prefer saltiness, salty food.
Okay.
But I love to follow up with something sweet. I'm that type of person. Let me get dessert. Oh, it's hard. I really love.
Tell me a cupcake.
No, I don't like. It's a red velvet. I'm not a huge
I do
cake
red velvet
person.
cheesecakes too.
Yeah, probably. I love white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. I love turtle cheesecake for sure.
Turtle for sure.
But dessert wise, I really love creme brulee.
Okay.
And certain pastries. I'm a pastry type of person.
Shout out to Chef B, dog.
Yeah, it makes really good.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Yeah.
He actually made it here too.
Yeah.
First interview, he made it from scratch.
Yeah. Bayonets. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I'm just. I like food.
Okay.
I eat everything.
Gonna have to see what we can do. That's why I'm gonna bring.
But I love cheesecake, and I love the ones in the jars.
Right.
Those are so good.
I
love jars. Yeah. So.
So creative.
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to go off. Yeah.
No.
But no, like I said, thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Appreciate you.
We're definitely gonna link your Instagram and everything. Are you gonna have a website maybe?
Yeah, I actually do have one.
Okay.
It's up there, but we're constructing it right now.
Okay, cool.
So because we're getting ready for everything, so
okay, cool.
we finishing it up.
Yeah.
You can't skip the process. And
absolutely.
That's what a lot of people don't understand, man. You gotta stick it out. It comes out better in the end.
100%. We're gonna have you sign our Hall of Fame sweater, and then thank you so much for the food. Actually, talk about what you brought for us too.
Oh, I brought y'all the chicken sandwich.
I kind of ate
the
a
mac
lot of
and
it, so we're not gonna show
and the fries.
Yeah.
The chicken sandwich is really it's been going crazy. That's what I said for the Vikings. I served them. Literally had to make 28 chicken sandwiches at one time.
We could never have enough chicken sandwiches.
Literally.
Yeah.
And it all and that's part of you said part of the process and the timing, because before I started, when I wanted to do the food truck, when I wanted to do it, I wasn't doing Taco Tuesdays. I wasn't doing the chicken sandwiches yet. It was literally just the wings. I was doing these things called tachos, just little stuff, And then it was basically when Popeyes came out with their basic ass chicken
sandwich. Right. That everybody was going crazy over.
Hold on. Y'all like chicken sandwiches like this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick.
Yeah.
And then that's what I came with it. So, yeah, that's what y'all got. That's what y'all got right now.
We appreciate you.
Y'all, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching our episode. Check Flo out, Flow Motion, 2ends_. Definitely order from him when it comes to.
Yes, sir. I'm going to get y'all right.
Honestly, and we'll be on the lookout for his food truck. Yes, anything you need.
If you got a date, and y'all got a date, if you need a private chef,
there you go.
Got y'all. Come through.
You heard it here.
I keep y'all secrets to myself.
Let me find out you out here serving the side chicks and whatnot.
Hey man.
Oh my God.
What happens with Flo stays with Flo. But now, good looking, man. Appreciate y'all.
I love it. No, thank you so much for coming. And, of course, we love to bring our guests back, and see the progress and everything like that. So be on the lookout. So, yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you
guys.
Yes, sir. That was smooth as hell.